My Words on Viswanatha, Part 3. We were talking of his novels. He opens one of those novels describing the pitter-patter of the midsummer showers. He goes on saying that if you stay put, sleeping on the roof, thinking the rain would cease, it will make your covers wet. But if you get up and go down, it will cease even before you go into the house. That was his style. With the same breath, he would explain a scheme of bringing irrigation waters to the parched lands lying above sea level in an innovative way. Was it in Damayanti Swayamvaram? Pavani, his youngest son, recollected his father's discussions with Sri K.L. Rao, the irrigation expert and ex-minister, about the various ways of bringing water to the lands. He was assiduously collecting material to be used at suitable places. Even if he takes up narration of an irrelevant subject during a story, it would equally sound interesting and in place. In one of those novels, perhaps Samudrapu Digba, he writes of frogs that lay dried up during summer and come to life after rains and start their cacophonic orchestra. Whoever said he was unscientific, his observation was so keen. He boldly claimed that his writings contain all the knowledge that he collected from all over the world. If he was old style and against progress, he would not write novels like Cheliyali Katta and Terachiraju. The ideas about human relations, man-woman relations, expressed through the characters in these novels are examples of his very modern thought process. He was more progressive than the most progressive, perhaps. It is interesting that he lived and taught in Karimnagar. He inquired and collected details about the mendicant tradition of Bawajis at Yelagandala Matham nearby. These sadhus were great musicians. They had their own way of music. Taking cue from this, he composed a novel under the title Muroyu Tummeda, where he talks about a musician living right there. This is perhaps one of his novels which go beyond the comprehension of readers who even sympathize with his style and subject. Bhramara Vasini Vidya, a way of meditating on classical music and the associated goddess that he explains in this novel, is worth a lot of understanding. A mention must be made of the mystery novel Pulimruggu, that would make any writer of suspense thrillers or even readers go bonkers. In this novel, a man keeps turning into a tiger. One cannot imagine what made him pick up such a theme and write a sensational work. Pavani tried to bring this novel into the usual language style that appears in magazines of the present day. The experiment did not really give any good results. Actually, it fell flat. Pulimruggu was approved to be made into a TV serial. It never happened. It could never have happened. Perhaps. The imagination required and such skills to turn the story into a visual feat using a lot of technical methods was not at hand those days. The present day graphic driven filmmakers also may not come equal to the task, I don't know. Puranam Subramanya Sharma, writer and magazine editor, says at one place that the orthodoxy and the stubborn belief in traditions in him were perhaps a cover that he intentionally arranged for himself. His humanism and love for life were no means lesser. He says Vishwanatha Satyanarayana was one of those who could not be an example of justified combination of old and new during the times when new values, new beliefs, and new ways of life were not yet well defined. Katuri Venkateswara Rao, a great poet and close family friend of him, says, if great poets could imagine a theme in 10 ways, VS could do the same in 100 ways. Writing great works for him, says Katuri, is like playing marbles. His work deserves to be read by the entire world. Only since Tagore translated his own works into English, world noticed him. Not all his works could be translated. I mean of Vishwanatha's. Some are just not viable or amicable for a translation. But those that are should be made available to readers of other languages. Once again, to say geniuses are rare, but there are geniuses, and there is him, the writer, poet, many more things, and is called Vishwanatha Satyanarayana. Could there be another one like him? There never was, there never is, there never would be. That's him, the true monarch, Kavi Samrat.